Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Well, the North American International Auto Show is going on as we speak. Some of the stuff that was debuted there in Detroit was this particular vehicle, the brand new Kia GT4 Stinger concept. Now this particular vehicle has a turbocharged inline four-cylinder making 315 brake horsepower, and all that power is shifted through the rear wheels. Yes, this vehicle plainly has the GT86 FRS BRZ from Subaru, Scion, and Toyota squarely in its sights. Pretty exciting little automobile from the Korean auto manufacturer. I would love to see them come out with this vehicle. Hopefully we'll hear some more about this very, very soon. Hopefully maybe even a revised, more production-ready version coming up maybe even in Geneva. We'll wait and see. Next up on the list, the brand new Chrysler 200 got the wraps taken off of it, and all the rumor stuff that we talked about in last shows are the right deal. The vehicle is quite attractive. It's very beautiful from front and back, including brand new parts and pieces everywhere, including a new 200S model. And now there will be an all-wheel drive variant for both the 200 and 200S, but the 200S all-wheel drive seems to be something pretty doggone exciting. The all-wheel drive system can be decoupled to make it front-wheel drive only to really help out with fuel economy numbers. Talking really upwards around 35 to 40 miles per gallon with this particular machine. But then something that got me a little bit more excited. The all-wheel drive variant, if it's being hustled or driven quite briskly like, I don't know, a fat bald guy that you may watch on the interwebs, may do from time to time, okay, all the time. This vehicle will go all-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive biased, meaning it will really snake around the corners, allow a little bit of slip, a little bit of slide. Supposedly very good for the enthusiast. I cannot wait to see what Chrysler has up their sleeve with this particular automobile. Not to mention the fantastically, beautifully appointed interior that is for this automobile. It's going to be real interesting to see how well this thing goes head-to-head with some of its greatest competition. Very nice entrant from the Chrysler Corporation, the brand new 200 and 200S. More good news coming out of Detroit Motor Show. The brand new Infiniti Q50 Eau Rouge that we talked about in one of the last shows. Well, we got official power numbers for this vehicle, and you're going to like what you hear. This vehicle will have a 3.8 liter twin turbocharged V6, yes, and the transmission and the all-wheel drive system from the Nissan GT-R. Yes, this is basically going to become an all-wheel drive or a four-door GT-R, if you will. It will be all-wheel drive. The engine's going to be making 540 brake horsepower. This thing's going to be quite the screamer. Very interesting automobile. Cannot wait to hear what the pricing is on this particular vehicle. But pretty exciting unit. It's the Infiniti Q50 Eau Rouge. Next up on the list, the brand new concept from Toyota, the FT1. Just made its official wraps, just showed off at the Detroit Motor Show. Now this particular concept we know little to nothing about, other than it is a turbocharged engine. And I can pretty much tell you that because I've driven the automobile. Yes, the vehicle looks very, very sexy from almost any direction. Lots of busyness as far as the bodywork is concerned. Very race ready. Now let's get back to the fact that I've driven this vehicle. Maybe not in the flesh, but virtually. Yes, if you actually fire up your Gran Turismo 6 in your PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4, there is a little update. Now this update, you fire that thing up, and once that thing downloads and installs, bingo. You get a shot at driving the brand new FT1 at Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca. It's a pretty exciting little automobile. I do know the turbo from the chirping from the old wastegate when I was lapping the old Laguna Seca circuit. Very exciting little automobile. A lot of people talking like this is the little sneak peek at what the next Supra, if Toyota brings back the Supra, is going to look like. So very exciting automobile. Can't wait to see if this thing actually comes more production ready. We may get to see something more about it. Maybe coming up in Geneva would be fantastic. We'll wait and see from the folks over at Toyota. Next up on the list, Porsche took off the wraps of the brand new Targa, and I have to say, it looks a lot better than I thought it was going to look. Pretty handsome looking automobile. Now the vehicle will come in a couple of different variants, but the one variant that they showed off was a 3.4 liter, normally aspirated, flat 6, putting out 350 brake horsepower and 287 pounds-feet of torque. That's shifted through a 6-speed manual gearbox that makes 0 to 60 runs in just 4 seconds with a top speed of 175 miles an hour. Of course, these both being estimates. Now, this vehicle will be going on sale very, very soon, and we have official pricing, at least for the particular model they showed off in Detroit, will be $101,600 US, the brand new Targa from Porsche. And last up on the list, Ford took off the wraps of the brand new Ford F-150. Now, what's the difference between the outgoing model versus the incoming model? Well, obviously looks. There's a lot of little changes here and there, including lower front fascias and little deflectors as far as in the bumpers and in the grille to try to shield off, to actually close off the nose to increase fuel economy. Ford is supposedly reaching for 30 miles a gallon with this particular automobile. And they claim that they've caught 2 or 3 of those miles a gallon just in the little aero tweaks on the nose. But what really is probably going to get them there is the over 700 pounds of weight that this vehicle is shed off because it's all aluminum. Yes, an all-aluminum pickup truck. If there's one vehicle on the planet that's probably the best way to actually test the all-aluminum platform and at least still make money at it, it's the truck variant from the Ford Motor Company, like the last couple of shows where we talked about how well these things sell. Now, there may be a little bit of a price to pay for that. Are people willing to accept an aluminum pickup truck? When you really think of aluminum, the first thing you think of is aluminum can. They crush rather easy. Ford claims this thing's been heavily tested, especially they took it to Baja, camouflage that is, and claim that they've never had an issue with it as of yet. And they've actually socked up all the rolled aluminum pipelines in stock right now, which means if Chevrolet or Dodge wanted to come at them with their own aluminum pickup truck, it would take years for that to actually take place. Pretty impressive piece from the Ford Motor Company. I thought one of the most interesting things, it has integrated ramp system for the back of it if you want to put a lawnmower in the back of it, or maybe a four-wheeler or a dirt bike, if you will. These ramps tuck up underneath the bed rails. You can slip them out. They hook right into the tailgate. Pretty neat little idea from the folks over at Ford. It'll be exciting to hear official pricing, and if we can get some real deal fuel economy numbers and whatnot for this vehicle heading forward. It's the brand new F-150 from Ford. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this week's Motor Cars Enthusiast. If you want to jump on over to the Facebook page, the link's down in the show notes. Also, if you want to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at any time and get the first dibs on the brand new shows as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon.